Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're gonna continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. It's gonna be the seventh chapter and its second part, so let's get started. Anger also admits of an excess, deficiency, and mean. These are all particular and nameless, but since we call the intermediate person calm, let us call the mean calmness. Among the extreme people, let the excessive person be irascible, and his wise irascibility, and let the deficient person be a sort of an irascible person, and his deficiency in irascibility. There are also three other means, somewhat similar to one another, but different, for they are all concerned with common dealings in conversations and actions, but different so far as one in concern with truth-telling in these areas, the other two with sources of pleasure, some of which are found in amusement, and the others in daily life in general. Hence, we should also discuss these states so that we can better observe that in every case the mean is praiseworthy, whereas the extremes are neither praiseworthy nor correct, but blameworthy. Most of these cases are also nameless, and we must try, as in the other cases also, to supply names ourselves to make things clear and easy to follow. In truth-telling, then, let us call the intermediate person truthful, and the mean truthfulness. Pretends that overstates will be boastfulness, and the person who has it boastful. Pretends that understates will be self-deprecation, and the person who has it self-deprecating. In sources of pleasure and amusements, let us call the intermediate person witty, and the condition wit, the excess buffoonery, and the person who has it a buffoon, and the deficient person a sort of bore, and the state boorishness. In the other sources of pleasure, those in daily life, let us call the person who is pleasant, in the right way friendly, and the mean state friendliness. If someone goes to excess with no ulterior aim, he will be integrating. If he does it for his own advantage, a flatterer. The deficient person, pleasant in everything, will be a sort of quarrelsome and ill-tempered person. There are also means and feelings about feelings. Shame, for instance, is not a virtue, but a person prone to shame, as well as the virtuous people we have described, receives praise. For here also one person is called intermediate, and another, the person excessively prone to shame, who is ashamed about everything, is called excessive. The person who is deficient in shame or never feels shame at all is said to have no sense of disgrace, and the intermediate one is called prone to shame. Proper indignation is the mean between envy and spite. These conditions are concerned with pleasure and pain at what happens to our neighbors. For the properly indignant person feels pain when someone does well undeservedly. The envious person exceeds him by feeling pain when anyone does well, while the spiteful person is so deficient in feeling pain that he actually enjoys other people's misfortunes. There will also be an opportunity elsewhere to speak of these. We must consider justice after these. Since it is spoken of in more than one way, we shall distinguish its two types and say how each of them is a mean. Similarly, we must also consider the virtues that belong to reason. Alright, guys, so we completely done with the 7th chapter of the second book, so we're gonna continue tomorrow on the next one. Thank you for joining me today on this reading session and this video. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you tomorrow. Bye.